This is workshop number 3, video number 11, and I just wanted to finish up with a few thoughts about why having a strategy is so important, and also how it allows you to hit your goals. When you have a strategy, you become what I like to call a finisher. There are so many people who say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they set out with big, goals, big intentions, and because they don't have a well thought out strategy, they never actually finish. They never actually achieve their goal. Whereas when you have a very clear, logical strategy, you become a finisher. And when you become a finisher, it eliminates the need for excuses. You always hit your goals. People know that they can rely on you, and you earn their respect because they know that you are someone who finishes what they start, and you always get it done. So you earn their respect. You also inspire those around you, because when you set big goals and you take the steps and you work through all the challenges and you hit those goals, it inspires those around you to set big goals and create effective strategies. And the other reason that we create strategies, which I touched on earlier, is it's easy to share the strategy and to delegate, and the rewards are wonderful. When you hit a goal, when you've worked hard, the more challenging the goal, the harder it is to achieve, the more satisfying it is when you hit that goal. So those are just some reasons why it's great to have a strategy. The other reason that I like to talk about for setting goals and creating strategies to hit those goals is thinking about where you're going to be in 5 or 10 years time. It's very easy to get hung up on day-to-day things, living in the moment, just focusing what's put in front of you. But if you set goals for 5 or 10 years time, or even just in a year's time, it takes you out of the moment, out of the bad day that you're having, and allows you to think about, well, today was a bad day, but in a week's time, a month's time, a year's time, where could I be? And it just makes you think a little bit bigger, which allows you to put into perspective any issues that come up during the day. And then also, what will be your legacy? Because everybody associates something with you. And if you're a doom and gloom person who's living in the moment and focuses on the bad stuff as it comes up, they're not going to be associating very positive things with you. But if you are that person who inspires them because you're aiming for your goal in a year's time, or you're aiming for a goal in 5 years' time, and you're encouraging them to set big goals and create the strategies that will allow them to hit those goals, you're going to inspire them and you're going to build a legacy. And the legacy is, if you think about those people who've inspired you, who've guided you, who've trained you on your journey to where you've got today, then you can become that person. But if you don't have big goals, if you're not thinking in the future, if you're just living in the moment, it's very hard to inspire someone. And there is a module in the workbook about creating your key values and building your legacy. And so what I wanted to do with you is just share what I see as success and what my key values are, just to give you some ideas. So for me, success is making a positive impact in everything that I do, being financially independent, and trusting in God's plan for me. That if I can do those 3 things, then I feel that I have been successful. And I tie those into my key values, which is to be an example to my children of what's possible when you set big goals and work daily to achieve them. And I want to use my knowledge and my skills to help other people achieve their goals. I also want to trust in God's plan for my life and find joy in every moment. Because I'm a planner, I tend to be thinking too far into the future, and sometimes it's very difficult for me just to be present and just enjoy the moment. So that's something that I'm always working on. And then I want to be financially independent. I don't want to be rich. I don't care about money. Money doesn't motivate me, but I never want to be a burden on family or friends. And I want to be financially independent so that I can travel. So those are my key values. I have very clearly laid out goals and very well-defined strategies to get me to my goals for this month, for this year, and for 5 years and 10 years. So I encourage you to work through the workbook and set those big goals, and then most importantly, create the strategy that's going to allow you to hit the goals, so that when you're lacking in motivation, when you feel frustrated, all you have to do is just take that next step, and you'll be one step closer towards hitting your goals and building a life that you can be proud of.